Day One Journey, episode 1397. Today, an interesting question. How do you know if someone is really listening to you? Well, my friend just shared with me today that sometimes people just need to smile and nod while you're talking to them and sort of agree with you, and then you like them. Well, they might seem likable, they might seem nice, they might seem kind, but how do you really know? Well, question is, how do you really know what? So I don't know exactly what my friend is trying to figure out, but I know what I'm trying to figure out when I talk to someone that I don't know. So I do want to know if they're really listening. So how do I know that? Well, there's the overall body language. Yeah. So some people just have the habit of, you know, nodding and yes, yes, I know, and mimicking your emotions, creating rapport. This is amazing. Well, this usually means for me, um, not necessarily they are listening, but they put some energy into it. Some, not necessarily much. And sometimes they're just sort of good communicator. They have good body language. They know how to communicate the body language of listening. But how do you know that they are really listening? For me, one thing is questions. They ask questions. They're actually interested. Wait, and then what happened? And then, you know, they are proactive. It's not just nodding, yes, agreeing, you know. Sometimes I find it a bit. I want to have conversations and relationships with people with actual opinions. Yeah, no, not just people that will agree with me for the sake of, I don't know. Yeah, I want to have people in my life that have capacity to listen, to understand, people that are curious. I want to see that they are curious about what I'm telling them. And if they are, for me, they are listening. It's even a step further, a step forward. So I judge by their questions, and more than ever, I judge but what happens next Tuesday or next Tuesday. If they actually remember what we talked about, that's the ultimate proof. They actually listened. Yeah, I still remember to that day. I sort of have a good friend of mine, and I used to share with him loads of things about my, well, some of my personal endeavors. And after several months, I had a similar conversation with him, and he had just no idea what we talked about. And I talked to him about something that's very, very, very important. We talked about it for so long, and I just understood. It's not that he wasn't listening. It just, well, it bothered me. And memory. Memory is not just memory is not just about being able to extract something from your own memory. It's also about saving it. Yeah, and saving it. This is listening. This is active listening. A lot of people say that they are not good with names. Well, it's there are two actions. There's save and um, and get. get it from the memory. Sometimes the challenge is in the saving, and this is listening, this is using the name, or just being curious about the conversation and actually remembering things. So how do you know people are listening? They remember, and they're also active. They ask questions. They're actually curious. When I'm curious, I'm asking questions. When I'm curious, I make sure I understood. So this is what you said. Ah, okay. And then you did this. And only then you make the decision. Ah, this is how I act when I'm curious. Now, I understand that other people don't necessarily ask the same questions, and it doesn't mean that they don't listen. But it doesn't mean that they do listen. Asking questions and actually remembering. The two things for me. Either way, have an amazing day. Day one.